Hello everyone, this video is going to complement last week's video, but last week's video was different because I explained the biological reason as to why some people get socially anxious when going into a new situation and why this isn't a bad thing, why we shouldn't label it as being bad because of the biological explanation behind it. In a nutshell, if you don't want to watch that video, your body is just trying to protect yourself. So because your body is trying to protect yourself by increasing your heart rate, making you perspire more, making your vocal cords more tight, why should you beat yourself up over these responses, these natural responses that your body is having to a new and fearful situation that you are perceiving? So don't beat yourself up over having these physiological responses, these bodily reactions, because your body is just trying to protect you. And instead, you should redirect yourself to think of it as something to be grateful for. Because, like I said, your body's there for you. It's showing up for you. So why label it as something that's bad? It's not. You just need to accept it, embrace it, and more on that in last week's video. I don't want to get too into last week's video because this week's video is going to be about a method that you can employ in everyday conversations so that you move from a place of shallow surface level conversations to deep, meaningful conversations, and so that you don't fear connection. Because a lot of socially anxious people fear connection, and they fear connection because they expect that the other person isn't going to like them. They expect rejection. And so it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They go into conversations already expecting people to push them away and think of them as weird, shy, awkward, whatever. And so because they have that expectation, they self-sabotage conversations by wanting to hide away or wanting to close themselves off because they think that people just aren't gonna like them anyway. So what's the point? And they think this because they think that their outward appearance is very obvious to the other person. They think, oh, because they can tell I'm so nervous on the outside, they're gonna label me as weird, awkward, shy, whatever. So like, I might as well just like stay in my shell and just stay to myself off to the corner and be a wallflower. This might be true. People probably can read, that you're nervous from your body language, but you shouldn't let that get in the way of building a meaningful connection with someone. And I'm going to teach you a method that you can use to not let this get in the way of meeting someone, because this method is going to make people 9 times out of 10 value your presence and appreciate the fact that you decided to come and talk to them and add value to their day, because you are going to add value with this method. He who asks the most questions rules the conversation. In the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it was revealed that at the end of the day, when all is said and done, people just want to feel important. That is the main goal that they are striving for in their life. Now, these goals can manifest in different ways and different specifications, but the big bulk goal that everyone is trying to achieve before death is feeling like they added value to the world, feeling like they were important, that they mattered. So you can help somebody achieve that goal in a conversation, in just a regular, one-on-one conversation, by asking them questions. Because, like I said with the quote, he who asks the most questions, he or she who asks the most questions rules the conversation. So let me paint you an example. Typically, when you go to a party, you have to go through the basic, standard, shallow, surface level questions. And I know if you're an introvert who typically is socially anxious, you hate surface level, shallow type of discussions because it feels like it's a waste of time. It feels like it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, okay, this is information that's just gonna go in one ear and out the other. But with this method that I'm going to explain, it's going to help you move from a place of shallowness to a place of deep enriching conversation and dialogue, okay? So if somebody approaches you at a party and asks you the basic questions, oh, what's your name? Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Etc. And you respond, and then you ask them the same questions back, what you're going to do with their response is follow up with another question that entails who, what, when, where, why. So let me give you an example. If somebody says that they are from Malibu, you can either go down the route of who, okay, they said that they're from Malibu. Oh, is your family still in Malibu? Did your mom or dad originally grow up in Malibu? That's a question, a response back that entails who. Or you can go the when route. When did you move to LA? When did you decide to leave Malibu and relocate? Or you can go the where route. Where do you like to go in Malibu? Where are the best places to explore within Malibu? You know, something like that. Or you can go the what route. What do you like to do in Malibu? What do you like to see in Malibu? What do you think makes Malibu so special and so different from any other city that you've been to? What do you miss about Malibu? Or the last one, let's see, who, what, when, where? Oh, why? Why did you move? Why do you think not a lot of people move to Malibu? Or why do you think a lot of people leave Malibu? I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but you get better at this with enough practice. And as you can see, it forces them in their response to go a little deeper, because they can say, oh, well, my mom actually met my dad, you know, in country X, and then they both decided to start a family and move out together in Malibu. And that's why I'm here. That's why I was born there, and why I decided to relocate, because after enough time, I didn't like it. Or, oh, my favorite place to go in Malibu is this specific restaurant. I love to eat there, every blah, blah, blah. And then from their response about the restaurant, they could say, oh, I like this type of food the best. And then you can respond back with why you don't like that food or why you do like that food. See, and then a dance starts to form. You start to dance in conversation. And dancing in conversation is what makes a connection happen, a strong connection happen, because it's those details, those intimate details that you are sharing with one another that makes people remember you and makes people like you, because you're setting yourself apart from everybody else who's just stopping at the mundane, typical run through the mill answers. Like, oh yeah, I'm from Malibu. Oh, well, I'm from Redondo Beach. Oh, well, what do you do for work? I work in PR. Oh, well, I'm an accountant. You know, and then they don't do the follow-up questions that get deeper. You're setting yourself apart. And so people are going to appreciate you because they're like, wow, she really wants to get to know me and why I am the way that I am. I feel valued. I feel safe. I feel like they actually care. And in a party setting, in a social situation, you'd be surprised, not a lot of people care about having meaningful conversations. I mean, granted, they're there to party and they're there to not think of anything else and to let loose. So it's an exception, but you know, if you want to set yourself apart, it's good. And no one is going to, you know, be hard on you or be too dismissive with you if you ask these supplementary questions, if you ask the who, what, when, where, why type of questions, because it's better than being short with somebody and being typical with somebody. I do want to say this, you don't want to be too interrogative. And in the beginning, when you're first employing this method, it can come across in that way, but practice makes perfect. And with enough conversations, you will naturally start to conjure up the best questions to respond back to based on previous conversations you've had, ones where you got the best feedback, the best data to pull from for you to respond back. You just get better with enough conversations. Practice does make perfect. So make sure that you are also offering enough feedback in return so that you are showing them a reflection of you and your own values, your own norms, etc., by feeding off of their answers. Like, oh, this person says that they like Chinese. Sorry, I don't know why I said that wrong. Chinese. Oh, well, I can say how I got food poisoning this one time at a Chinese restaurant, or why I like Thai food better than Chinese because of this experience I had. You know, don't like keep asking questions. Still pull in your own data, your own information that reflects who you are as a person. And that, again, makes you dance in conversation. A last tip that I want to say is if you do freeze up because you are in the beginning still kind of like anxious, I want to recommend to you to take time and pause and show that you're thinking. Because even if you think that you have failed the conversation by freezing up and you think, oh my gosh, now I look weird because I froze up. No. Show that you're thinking, and that is enough feedback to them or for them to make them think, oh, okay, she still cares about the conversation because she's actually taking the time to think of a response. It's a great hack to use. So literally just like do the thinking faces, and with your body language, show or mimic a person that is thinking, and it will buy you time while giving them feedback that, oh, okay, this person, they care about what they want to say, so that's why they're stopping to think, or that's why they froze, okay? So it kind of gives you a pass, and it's a good disguise for your nerves. Anyway, I hope that this video helped. I hope that you, with enough time, become a better conversationalist with this method. And if you have any other methods, then let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.